Maybe Kathy Hochul should just listen to the people of New York who overwhelmingly said they do not want congestion pricing. 65% of New Yorkers said they did not want this tax, that this was unfair to the residents that I represent in the outer boroughs who now have to pay an additional toll to drive into the city center in the city in which they live. And this is significant, what President Trump did, not just for New York, but the entire nation, because New York was first here, the first in the nation. However, other cities were considering doing the same thing. And so what President Trump did by reversing the rubber stamp of President Biden that allowed this to go forward without even a full and thorough environmental impact statement is, I think, incredible. And I'm very thankful to the president for stepping in. I first spoke to him about this in May, and he had repeatedly told me that if he won the election, that he would reverse Biden's decision. He delivered on that promise, and the people of New York, particularly my district, Staten Island, Southern Brooklyn, are very thankful.
And the whole goal of this congestion toll was to cut back on congestion and traffic. I don't know about you, but I drive in the city every day, and I haven't noticed a difference at all. Is this really a battle that the governor can win here?
Well, the governor is touting a single digit, like about 7% reduction in traffic. The problem is that this has shifted the traffic and the pollution and the congestion to outside of that zone, to the outer boroughs, to mostly, by the way, minority communities. So where are these environmental justice warriors who were claiming that they wanted to protect minority communities from pollution? That's not what happened here. And so there was no thought behind this. It wasn't like they were actually thinking, how do we proportionately shift traffic around the city to make it less cumbersome for people to drive into Manhattan? This was literally a cash grab. And you know what we need at the MTA? We need a Doge at the MTA, because it is the most mismanaged bureaucratic disaster. It has more debt than the majority of states in this country. And it is a very poorly managed entity where projects are billions of dollars over budget, years over schedule. And Kathy Hochul allows it to continue. And instead of fixing it, instead of doing what the president is doing with Doge on the federal level to find the waste, the fraud, and the abuse and make it a more efficient entity for the taxpayers, she wants to hit the taxpayer in the head with another toll. And it is wrong, costing thousands of dollars. And think about the first responders, the nurses, the people, restaurant workers who have to go in at all sorts of odd hours. They don't feel comfortable riding the subway system because Kathy Hochul has made it less safe with her ridiculous pro-crime policies.
Yeah, I think something like this, along with immigration, is definitely going to play a role in, I think, many people in New York, New Jersey, actually continuing to shift over to the red side. But yesterday, I think another thing that's going to add to it, a federal judge questioned a top DOJ official during a hearing over the office's move to drop corruption charges against New York City Mayor Eric Adams. But there was no immediate ruling. I mean, New York politics, Congresswoman, it needs to be its own reality show with this.
Well, unfortunately, me and the people that I represent end up suffering under this one-party rule where Kathy Hochul is being pressured by the far left to remove a duly elected mayor who has not been convicted of a crime. Now, I'm no fan of Eric Adams. I've been very critical of him and certainly his policies. But what the governor is trying to do here is wrong. And again, the Democrats claim to be the defenders of democracy. This is, this is once again another example of how the governor ignores the will of the people and won't allow a duly elected mayor to stay there until the end of the year when we have an election. Let the voters decide who the next mayor is, not you, Kathy Hochul.
Great point. Congresswoman, always great having you with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, President Trump had some